Bismillah. Alright guys, so Fulu coming to you with another video. I hope all is well with y'all. So yeah man, tonight we had a good night of boxing. It's unfortunate that Boots Ennis will still be, I guess you can say, like right now, he's a which one call it fighter, a Negro League fighter. As I said before, because it's like the media knows he's good. The media knows that this guy wants all the smoke and stuff like that, but they're not going to push him as such. The reason being is he doesn't fall into the stereotypical, like, cocky, brash fighter. You know what I mean? He just goes in the ring and gets his job done. And, I mean, for the most part, that's not good enough for these guys. I hate to say it too. I know this is going to sound bad, and I have to include him in this. I have to unfortunately include two honorary members of two Negro League fighters. I have to include them honorarily, because of the simple fact that although they're not black ethnically, they unfortunately, because of their nationality, face the same scrutiny as black fighters. Now, I'm gonna have to put Dimitri Bivol into the Negro League, and the reason why is that you would think that he would be numero uno on pound for pound, because he beat the number one pound, or who they call the number one pound for pound guy, right? You would think that he would be on there for that W, But they still have Canelo ahead of him for some odd and strange reason, and I don't really know why. It's like, how are you gonna have Canelo ahead of him when Canelo got beat by him? And it wasn't like, as I said, it wasn't a close fight. I've watched previous Bivol's fights, and as quiet as it's kept, Bivol has displayed less. He displayed less skill fighting Canelo than he did in previous fights. Like when he fought the guy Lennon Castillo, he displayed more skill. When he fought his last opponent, the last opponent, I think after Craig Richards or whatever, he displayed more skill. But he really didn't think he needed it fighting Canelo. Just be honest. He fought him, and he made easy work of him. Now, another fighter who's in the Negro League now is Arthur Beterbiev. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, because of the simple fact that they are Russian. But also the fact is that their accomplishments are gonna be like kind of under the radar now, because they're like, okay, well, this guy's a Russian, so we can't like really big him up like that, because of the simple fact he's a Russian. So when you have this kind of dynamic, you got to bring them into the club. It's unfortunate that it works like this, but this is just unfortunately how the ball falls. With this situation. Now we can talk about Boots Ennis, and we're going to talk about why he's definitely, like, why he's a member, by default he's a member. Now, the reason why he's a member is largely due to the fact that anything that he does from now on is going to be scrutinized. I'll give you an example, is the knockout tonight. He fought, I guess, the guy Castillo Clayton, You know what I mean? I think Custio Clayton, he knew what was gonna come to him. Um, and again, the unfortunate thing is you had it's unfortunate, but I mean I expected now. I really expected. Now it's like default that okay, this is what these guys are gonna say. You know, like so you just gotta get used to it. It's something you have to just deal with. But what happened was you had and this was on Twitter. You had the same Canelo fans and the same Virgil Ortiz fans saying that the punch that Bruce Ennis delivered to sleep Custio Clayton was a legal punch. They said it was to the back of the head, when really it was to the ear, you know. But you know, with these guys, man, how they're gonna say things like that. They'll never give credit to where credit is due. It's the same thing with whatchamacallit, man. They never gave credit to. They're still not giving credit to people for what he did. You know, they're still like saying, well, you know, Canelo undersized. You know, that's not a true weight. This, that, and the third. You know, so that's what makes you a Negro League fighter too. You have to understand something. It's not just your awesome skill set that makes you a Negro League fighter. That's not the only thing. You know, that's one of the main things though. Don't get it twisted. Your skill set, obviously, right? But what else makes you a Negro League fighter too is the scrutiny that you receive from certain groups of people, you know. So, for example, Bivol, you know, receive scrutiny from, you know, the Canelo fans. They can't respect like a guy who just did a job well done. You know, Bruce Ennis is getting scrutiny from, you know what I mean, from the Virgil Ortiz fans and stuff like that. And now you have David Morrell getting scrutiny from the whatchamacallit supporters too, the Canelo supporters as well. So that's another thing that makes you a Negro League fighter is when the coincidentals or when the decaps are coming for your throat. You know what I mean? So this is why Beterbiev and Bivol get honorary memberships. Now, as for what Boots did, I mean, we already knew it was kind of getting to that because of the simple fact that he was just timing him. He was just using a jab, a flicking jab most of the for the time he fought. And then what he was doing is he knew he was going to get him out of position with him slipping the jab. And once he did that, that's when he hit him in the equilibrium. You know, that's the thing about that punch that Boost does. It throws off your equilibrium. You know, so you're not able to stand. It's an ear punch that like really hits your equilibrium so badly that you're like you're staggered. You know what I mean? And so that's why, that's how he lost, the Clayton dude. Now, you know, I'm not a Charlo fan at all. I do not like Charlo. I despite the Charlotte sisters, okay? I do not like them. But I have to give respect where respect is due. And whatchamacallit did his thing tonight, Jermell Charlo. I will say about the fight, it was a war of attrition. You know what I mean? The thing is Castano kept coming forward. It was a relentless effort. He has spurts of success, right? But I think what happened is he wasn't able to keep up with that pace. he just got too. It got too much for him. You know. Mel, on the meantime, he was boxing more in this fight. One thing I will give him, in this fight, he wasn't just throwing wild haymakers. He was boxing economically, effectively. I will give him that in this fight. He is now the undisputed 154-pound guy. He should be in the pound-for-pound rankings, right? He definitely should be. Again, the fight came down to who was going to get tired first. And Brian Castano got tired first. So he got ended with a body shot. Yeah, he got ended with body shot, and I want to say, yeah, his gas tank just ran out. His gas tank just blew out. That's just what happened. And so once his gas tank blew out, it was kind of, that's all she wrote. Charlo capitalized, you know. Again, you can say it was kind of like a war of attrition. But nonetheless, the best guy won that war. So I can't do nothing but giving Charlo the respect that he deserved for winning. You know what I mean? I think the next go around for Charlo, it'll be Fundora, because I think Fundora is the mandatory. So we'll see if that fight gets made, and we'll see what happens in that fight. Although the fight was short, the Boots fight was still my favorite fight. You know, despite how short it was. But, you know, with Boots, you know, the fights are going to be short. So, for Boots, Keith Thurman should be the most likely opponent for him. But we know Keith Thurman doesn't want that work, you know. But that would be a perfect test for Boots. Would be Keith Thurman. The question is, will Keith Thurman take the fight? That's the real question. You know what I mean? Is he going to take it? I mean, because potentially a tournament can occur. Because, yeah, a tournament can occur. And this is how the tournament could work. I'm going to end on this note. It'll be just a 4-man tournament, you know. Because I really don't know what the hell Danny Garcia is doing at this time. I really don't know. He ain't fought since Earl Spence. Let me be honest, you know. But how it will work is that Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence will fight, and then Keith Once Upon a Time tournament will fight Boots, and then the winners of each fight face off. You know, that would be a good thing to do. I don't think it happens. You know, I just think Boots is too much of a problem. And one thing I need to say is people call him a weight bully, but I think he came in at like 146. So how is he a weight bully? You know, when he's making the welterweight limit very comfortably. You know, how is that being a weight bully? But anyhow, good night of boxing. That's all I got for now. Who was signing out? Is